Let's take a digital printable paper collection, shrink that down and make some greeting cards or journaling cards out of this paper collection. We are going to use some fuzzy cut birds today, some die cuts and also the leftovers of our die cuts to make these wonderful cards. If you want to know how I made this and how easy it is, then watch this video. I will show you step by step how to make your own cards like this. Hi, this is Luise Heinzel. Thank you very much for joining me today. For this project, I would like to use one of my newest digital printable paper collection that's called Buttons, Flowers and Coffee. This printable you can find in my Etsy shop. The link is down below in the description box. And normally when you print this out, it looks like this. So this is a DIN A4 sheet. And of course you would normally print those pages out like this, fold them in half, and then you can put them into your journal. So yeah, that would be the normal thing to do with those printables. But you can also, of course, print 4 of the pages to one sheet. And as you can see, this makes a really cool size for a greeting card. I have printed these out here. As you can see, so I have 6 pages. Now there are 6 cards here, and I would like to say that the most of my printables from my Etsy shop can be printed out like this. So I always try to design my papers that you can, on the one hand, fold them in half and use them as a junk journal page so that you would see only the one half or the other half when this page is in your signature. But the most of my printables you can also print out like this. Just tell your printer that it shall print 4 pages to one sheet, and then you have this, and we can cut that out and make some beautiful cards out of this. Okay, so here we go. Oh, perhaps I should turn it into this direction. Now, this whole thing looks like this, and I think this looks really, really cute. So I really like this format, and I really like the difference between the big page and this smaller page. Of course, here the details are way smaller, but I think that makes it also really interesting. And this is a really nice base for such a greeting card. And when I say greeting card, of course, I mean journaling card, for example, as well. You can also use those that we make today to put them into your junk journal and journal on the back side. To show you, the difference or variation, I've just cut one of the full sheets into 4 pieces so that you can see the, so that you can see the different look of this. So this is way more detailed, of course, because everything is on this page. And here, those elements are a little bit bigger. But of course, this would also be a nice idea to make some cards. Just cut a full sheet that you have printed out from a printable into 4 pieces, and you will have something beautiful as a base for such a card as well. Okay, so I would like to show you different options, what you can do with such cards and different looks. And I also really like to do to create more than one at a time, because I like this kind of relaxing mask making project, even if I don't like to call it a mask making project. I have some trouble with this word, but perhaps you know what I mean. When you have all of these things here on your desk, you can try out different variations. You can try out different arrangements of the things that you want to put on top. And for me, that is really helpful. When I make a junk journal, for example, and I know that I want to put several journaling cards into that junk journal, I go the same way. I put more than one card on my desk, and then I try different things. I think that's really, really helpful for your creative process. I will just lay these down here on top where you can't see them, on top of my table. But I want to see them, and I think I need to see them so that I know what I want to do. Okay, so I thought we could use some die cuts for this project and some fuzzy cut images as well. So first, I want to show you these. These are some wildflower die cuts by Tim Holtz. I have linked this item down below in the description box for you as well. If you are interested, you can find that in my Amazon storefront. Yeah. So you can buy that there. I will get a little money if you buy it with this link, but yeah, it's an affiliate link. But of course, for you, the price would be the same if you want to buy that. The link is down below in the description box. So I have these, and I've also saved those papers where I have cut out those die cuts. So I have this green one, this brown one, and the white ones here, because I thought perhaps we can use them to arrange a little thing here on the card. And to bring a focal point to the card, I have decided that I want to use a circle. So I have a white paper here, and I have some brown paper here, because I think that fits really well to the colors of the cards. And now I'm just punching out some circles so that we have some that we can use and that we can move around and see what looks the best. Okay, so that should be enough. And then first, I would like to choose a position for this circle so that the arrangement of the whole page will not be destroyed with the circle. So first of all, let's decide which color we want to use. I think here the white one would fit the best. I will put it here so that this flower arrangement is still there. Another option would be to put it perhaps here, directly into the middle, so that it looks like the flowers go around this circle. Oh, I think that is great as well, with the buttons here and the flowers there. I think I like that. Here I think we could go here, or also here to this. Oh, that is great. Also here on top of this flower, so that it looks like it's peeking out here. When we have that, I thought we could first decorate those circles with the leftovers of the die cuts. So first of all, we have to choose a color. I think I would like to start with the green and see on which card I like the green the best. I would say here, this could be great. And I thought we could put this just like this, and then later on cut out the circle again, so that we have a nice layer here on top of this circle. And I think there are many options, and that can look really, really interesting. And this is also a great way to use these papers here that you get when you die cut your die cuts, when you cut your die cuts. To glue this, I would suggest to take some Mod Podge or matte medium, for example, something that you can bring to your paper with the help of a brush. So I will take this and I will just turn that around, and then I will take a brush and I will just put some of my Mod Podge here to the back side of this paper, and I put a little bit more than the circle will cover, so that I have the chance to take this now, place this here, quickly turn it around, turn it around, and then decide where I want to have this exactly. Like this. So I will let this dry completely before I do the next step. And in the meantime, while this is drying, I think we can take another one, this brown one for example, and take one of the white circles and see what could look interesting here. I think this could look great, and I'm just realizing I could also bring the Mod Podge directly here to the circle, of course. I haven't thought about this easy solution a second ago, sorry. Sometimes when my camera is recording, then my brain isn't working so good. That, of course, is much easier than the other way. Okay, so I will let this dry as well. This looks a little bit strange now, but believe me, that will be really great in the end. I will put my other circles to the backside of this die cut leftover as well. I will just decide which color I want on which of the circles, and then I will do that, let that dry, and then I will show you the next steps. Okay, so as you can see, this looks really cool already. So I have glued the circles to the backside of the rest of this die cutting paper, and then I've cut them out so that I have my circle back. And as you can see, there are some problems. Sometimes the paper isn't sticking so well, like here, but that's no problem. You can just take your brush, where is it, and put some more glue into this little gap there. And that's also the reason why I would recommend to use something like Mod Podge or another liquid glue that also can be used as a sealer, because you will get glue to the top of your paper, and this way it's not the problem, because you will see that you won't see that later, and you can fix those little problems just by putting some glue in there and then smooth this out a little bit on the top, and when this is dry you will not see that anymore. There's a little problem with cutting out those circles. So one possibility, of course, would be to take your scissors and just go around here and cut this circle out. But I find that this is really, really difficult to get a real circle. I mean, I don't want to have an oval, or I don't want to destroy this paper by cutting into it. I will just do that for demonstration so that you can see perhaps the difference. So when I turn that around, you can see that I have cut that out with my scissors. That looks not so nice here. I mean, it's okay, but it's not perfect. So another option would be to take this piece of paper, and when this is really dry, you take your hole punch again, your circle punch, and then you line that up here and punch that out again. This way your circle would be way more regular than when you would cut that out with your scissors. I hope you see the difference. It's hard to see, but I can see it. And I don't like that when it's so irregular. So I will just cut these out with my punch as well. Okay, so now I think it would be a really great idea to distress these circles a little bit so that they pop out a little bit more in the end. I like to use some Distress Oxide walnut stain to give them a really dark edge so that they pop out really well. And I think to this for this paper collection, the walnut stain Distress ink or Distress Oxide ink is a really great color that looks a little bit like coffee, and that matches the colors of this printable really well. So I will just do that for all of those circles. I think for this step, it's also a great idea to have more circles than you have cards. When we have decided if we want to have a brown, a green, or a white paper on the card, then we, of course, saw that without the die cut element on top. So now we have two colors, one main color, I would say, and a color in the background of this circle. And of course, you can now rearrange those and look what you like best on your card. And it's good to have some more variations and some more possibilities how you would like to arrange that. Okay, so I think I already like this really, really much. These round elements could, of course, also be used as some embellishments for your junk journals. You could also turn them into tuck spots or just glue them down and use them as a little highlight. You could write a date or a name or something like that. So you don't have to use them on cards, of course. I think there are many possibilities how you could use those elements. And now I want to bring this to another level, as you can guess. So I would like to choose some of these die-cut flowers and put them on top here. And now I'm trying to get... So that's in my mind. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to get all of the three colors to my circle. So for example, here we have the green and the white, and I take a brown flower that I want to put here on top. And I think that looks really cool. I want to let that peek out here a little bit so that it gets a real cool dimension as well. I think this looks cool, so we can later on cut the rest here. For this one, no. Here I think this could be great with the green here, or perhaps no. Here I have the same negative of the die cut as I have the positive here, so I don't want to put that here. I think it's better perhaps like this. Yep. So here we need, of course, you don't have to use all of the three colors. I mean, if you don't like that, of course, you could also stay with two colors like so, and just use the white on top of the brown and the white. That looks really elegant, I would say. Okay, and then I know I don't have put the flowers here on every single piece, but I want to at the same time use some birds. I have fuzzy cut out some of them here. So these come from one of my printables as well. These are my fuzzy cut birds from my Etsy shop. If you're interested in having these, the link is down below in the description box for you as well. So I thought it could be really it could be really cool to include some birds here as well. Oh, I think I want to have that a little bit more to the left so that we have this here and this here. And I have fuzzy cut out those birds with this white frame because I really like having this white frame. Of course, you can also cut them along their shape, but in this case, I think with the white frame, they are popping out much better from the background than if you would cut that directly on the, on the image. And now I think I love this so much. I want to glue that down without thinking about any other option. This is so cool. I love that. Okay, so what do we use to glue that down? I think we will use some Mod Podge again, because that's a good thing to just bring that down really flat, and it's a little bit flexible, so that we can perhaps move it around a little bit if we are not happy. So let me just take my brush back. I'm only thinking if I want to bring the circle in this direction, if that looks perhaps a little bit better. No. Glue it down, Louise. Just glue it down. I have so problems when I see something and I think, oh, that's great, then I have problems to glue it down because I'm not sure if it's really great. And I have printed these to a matte photo paper. That means I have no problems when I now go with my brush and the Mod Podge on top over this bird. Nothing will smear. Of course, it depends to the paper that you use to print out such a digital, if that is possible. If you use normal copy paper, that would not work, perhaps, because it can be that the ink of your printer will smear around. So make sure that you have the right paper that you use to print these things out. Oh my goodness. I haven't expected that this looks so cool, to be honest. Now we have that. And this is also a part of this, what I said in the beginning, this mask making process that's not a mask making process because everything looks unique. I have some of the cards here that are not finished now, but I don't care about that. I had a play with my materials. I have some leftovers now that I can use for my next project. And I'm happy that I have these cards on hand. Even if they are not finished in this way, I can use them for another idea, for example. I don't have to print them out again and cut them. I have this already on hand. And having all of these materials and all of the possibilities around me helps me really a lot to come to results that I like. And when I look at this now, I have 5 really beautiful cards that I'm really happy with. And I can now say, okay, I have 5. That's enough for me. That's not enough for the whole year, to have greeting cards for the whole year, but I have 5 and that's better than having nothing. But without all of this variety around me, I think that would not have been possible. What was that? English grammar? I don't know. Okay, so let's see. If we want to back these cards with some cardstock, for example. I mean, I have printed these out on a little bit heavier photo paper. This is, I think, 200 gram. I'm not totally sure, but the backside is white. This is still really flimsy. I have these card thingies here. I just want to check if this is perhaps too small, but I think that's good. So these are some pre-made cards that you can just fold like this, and then you have later on a card that you can open like this. I got these in a Happy Mail the other day, and I to be honest, I thought, what shall I do with that? I am not a card maker, but now I think this could look really great. That fits there really well, but I'm still thinking if I want to add something brown around here as well. So what I will do now is, and that will take a little time, so for you it will be a second, but for me it will take a little time. I will cut more of these white things. I will measure these, and then I will cut them out of watercolor paper or some other white paper. Then I will cut the brown paper in the right size, and then I will glue everything together. So shall we add some tiny splatters of white gesso? Because here in the background of the paper there are some splatters as well. And I thought perhaps it could be cute to add only a little bit here and there. Yeah, I think I will do that. I think approximately a year ago, a really cute follower of my channel has sent me a card made out of one of my digital printable paper sheets. That was this Penguin and Friends paper kit, and she has sent a card to me. Pammy, if you are watching, thank you very much for this card. Again, I was so happy. And she has written into the card like, "Hi Louise, I don't know if you know that, but if you print your printables to a smaller size, you can make really beautiful cards out of it." And I thought, yes, you are the first person who has realized my idea behind designing my papers like this. I mean, there's a plan when I sit in front of my computer and design my papers like this. And as I said in the beginning, you can use nearly any paper collection from my shop and print them out to a card size. And I was so happy that she has found that out by herself and that she has sent this cute card to me, that I always thought I have to try that out by myself. I mean, while I'm recording it. Of course, I'm printing my papers out also to a smaller size to see how they look, and then they go into my shop. But yeah, making a card and showing that to you, that was something that was missing on my channel and yeah, everywhere. Okay, so no, that is too much. Oh my goodness, that is too much. It's only gesso, Louise. It's only gesso. Nothing happened. That's perhaps a tiny bit too thin. My mixture is a bit too thin. So let's add some more gesso to it to make the splatters a little bit more thick and not so translucent. I think that makes a really big difference. That brings those birds to life. I don't know why, and I have mentioned that before, I think, in one of my other videos, or some of my other videos. Those splatters bring those birds to life. That's really interesting. Without the splatters, they are made out of paper, and with the splatters, it looks like, yeah, they are flying away or making this cheep cheep voice. I'm happy. I hope you are happy as well, and I hope you could find some inspiration in this card making video. If you're interested in having this digital paper collection that I've used here today, then please visit the info box. There's every information. The link is down below there for you, so that you can get it today if you want and start with your own cards and your own ideas. Thank you very much for watching. I'm really happy now. I will drink a cup of coffee, and I think I will look at these cards for a while. Thank you very much for joining me today. See you the next time. Bye bye.